You're standing in the garage, staring at the empty spot where your old bike used to live. Maybe it's been 10 years, maybe it's been 30. The kids are grown, the schedule finally loosened up, and that itch you thought you outgrew somewhere back in the 90s, turns out it never actually left. Here's the good news. Getting back on two wheels after 50 might be the smartest time in your life to do it, but pick the wrong machine, and that comeback can end in the very first parking lot before you even hit a real road. So today we're counting down 10 motorcycles, real current models you can walk into a dealership and buy right now, built to get you riding again. And number one is a bike that many instructors and experienced riders recommend to returning riders first. But before we get to the bikes, let's talk about the thing that wrecks more comebacks than anything else. It isn't age, it isn't reflexes, it's ego. A returning rider walks into a dealership remembering the bike they had at 25, sees something shiny with 180 horsepower, and rides it straight into a hedge by Sunday. Here's the reality. Many modern middleweights now make the kind of performance that would have stunned riders a generation ago, so you almost certainly don't need more than that. What you actually need is a bike you can flat-foot at a stop, manage at walking pace while your skills come flooding back, and handle without wrestling an 800-pound touring bike if it ever tips over in the driveway. Weight and seat height beat horsepower nearly every time for a returning rider. So as we count down, watch how the bikes get lighter, lower, and friendlier the closer we get to number one. One more thing before we start. None of these rankings are universal. The best comeback motorcycle is the one that fits your body, your confidence level, and the kind of riding you actually plan to do. And do yourself a favor, take a weekend refresher course before your first ride. It often waives the state riding test and can knock money off your insurance. Right? Helmets on. Let's ride. Number 10. The Royal Enfield Himalayan 450. We're starting with the most capable bike on this list, and also the one that asks the most of you. The Himalayan is a proper adventure machine, with that rugged, go-anywhere style, the tall stance, and the chunky tires ready for gravel roads and weekend camping trips. Under that adventure bodywork sits a 40 horsepower, single-cylinder engine that's smooth, torquey, and refreshingly uncomplicated. It comes with switchable ABS, 4 ride modes, and a slick round display that can even show full Google Maps streamed to the dash from your phone through the Royal Enfield app. And it starts at well under $6,000, which is borderline ridiculous for what you get. So why is it all the way down at number 10? The seat. Even on its lowest setting, around 31.5 inches, this is the tallest bike here. If you're 6 feet tall and your comeback dream involves dirt roads and mountain passes, the Himalayan is your huckleberry. If you're shorter or city streets are your world, keep watching because they only get friendlier from here. Number 9. The Triumph Speed 400. If the Himalayan was a little much, the Speed 400 is the antidote. This is a classic British roadster, all clean lines and a timeless tank shape, and it weighs about 375 pounds, which feels almost unbelievably light next to the heavyweight machines a lot of riders remember. The 31-inch seat is easy to reach, the single-cylinder engine is friendly and eager without ever being scary, and Triumph fitted it with standard ABS, traction control, and a slipper clutch. That's genuinely premium kit on a bike that costs around $5,500. For a returning rider who wants real motorcycle quality without real motorcycle weight, the Speed 400 is almost impossible to argue with. But if you've always pictured your comeback on something with a bit more lean back, cruiser cool, this next one was built for exactly that feeling. Number 8. The Royal Enfield Meteor 350. This is the gentlest motorcycle on the entire list, and I mean that as the highest compliment. The Meteor is a relaxed little cruiser with a low 30-inch seat, a thumpy 350 cubic centimeter single that makes its torque almost the instant you let out the clutch, and a chilled out riding position that never rushes you. On paper, it makes around 20 horsepower and closer to 18 at the rear wheel once you strap it to a dyno. Now, I can already hear someone in the comments scoffing at those numbers, but listen, for a rider who is genuinely nervous, whose hands are a little shaky on that first ride back, gentle is the whole point. The Meteor comes with dual-channel ABS and even a small navigation pod, and it costs under $5,000. It is the bike that rebuilds your confidence one calm evening ride at a time. And once that confidence is back, you might find yourself wanting something you can stretch the legs on for a longer trip, which brings us to a bike built to eat highway miles in total comfort. Number 7, the Honda NX500. Picture the comfiest chair in your house, then bolt it to a reliable do-anything motorcycle. That's the NX500. This is a crossover adventure-style bike with an upright riding position that's kind to 50-something backs, wrists, and knees, and a 47 horsepower parallel twin engine that's smooth, willing, and famously bulletproof. It's a Honda, so it'll probably outlive all of us. It comes with standard ABS and Honda's traction control system. And for the 2026 model year, Honda dropped the US price to just under $7,000, right around $6,900. The only reason it isn't higher is that taller seat, just under 33 inches, which can be a stretch for shorter riders at a stop. But if comfort and reliability are your top priorities, this is the touring-ready workhorse. Now, if you want all that capability wrapped in something that turns heads at the coffee shop, the next bike is pure rolling art. Number 6, the Yamaha XSR 700. Let's be honest about something. Part of getting back into riding is wanting to feel good on the thing. And almost nothing on this list looks as good as the XSR 700, with its retro round headlight, brushed metal, and that gorgeous modern classic stance. But it's not just a pretty face. Underneath sits Yamaha's legendary CP2 twin, the same characterful engine that's earned a cult following, making about 74 horsepower with a deep, addictive surge of torque in the mid-range. It is light at 410 pounds. It has standard ABS and a slipper clutch, and it feels alive in a way that gentler bikes simply don't. The trade-off is a sportier feel and a taller seat, so this one rewards a returning rider whose confidence is already coming back fast. It's the bike you graduate to and never want to leave. And speaking of that engine family, the next bike takes a similar friendly twin and wraps it in the most usable package on the list. Number 5, the Kawasaki Z650 RS. If you could only own one motorcycle for the rest of your life, the Z650 RS makes a frighteningly strong case. This is a retro standard, that timeless 70s silhouette with the round gauges and teardrop tank, but built on thoroughly modern bones. The 67 horsepower parallel twin is friendly down low and genuinely fun when you want it. The upright bars are comfortable all day, and Kawasaki gave it 3-mode traction control and standard ABS for that extra safety net. Here is the clever bit. Even though the seat measures about 31.5 inches, the bike is so narrow where your legs meet the seat that shorter riders reach the ground far more easily than the number suggests. It does the commute, the canyon, and the Sunday breakfast run without complaint. It is a do-everything machine that never intimidates. If you are getting value out of this countdown, do me one quick favor and hit that subscribe button. I break down bikes, gear, and returning rider tips like this every single week, and the next few on this list are the ones I would actually put my own money on. Alright, back to it, because number 4 is a bike with a reputation that borders on legendary. Number 4, the Suzuki SV650. Some motorcycles are flashy. The SV650 is just quietly, relentlessly good, and riding instructors have been recommending it for decades for one simple reason. It's one of the friendliest middleweights ever made. The heart of it is a 645 cubic centimeter V-twin that makes around 68 horsepower with the smoothest, most forgiving power delivery you'll find anywhere. There's no snap, no surprise, just a creamy wave of torque that does exactly what your right hand asks. It has one of the lowest seats in its class at about 31 inches. It's wonderfully simple with no overwhelming electronics to fiddle with. It comes standard with ABS, and it's one of the most affordable middleweights you can buy at around $8,000. For a returning rider who wants room to grow without anything ever feeling like a threat, the SV650 is a rolling masterclass in getting it right. But the next bike took that exact friendly twin recipe and dragged it kicking and screaming into the modern era. Number 3, the Yamaha MT-07. This is the benchmark. When people in the motorcycle world argue about the single best all-around bike for the money, the MT-07 is always in the conversation, and for good reason. It uses that same beloved CP2 twin, but in a naked street package that's remarkably light for a middleweight twin at just 403 pounds wet. Yamaha claims about 72 horsepower, and it puts roughly 65 to the rear wheel on a dyno, which is plenty. For 2025, Yamaha added a proper suite of rider aids, ride-by-wire throttle, switchable traction control, ride modes, and a slipper clutch, the kind of safety tech that gives a returning rider a real margin for error. The seat sits at about 31.5 inches, but the tank is so slim that it feels noticeably lower than that. The reason it's the bike you grow into is that it's genuinely capable enough to keep up with you for years, yet so light and predictable that it never punishes a rusty rider. It's just a little sportier than our top two, which is why it lands at 3. Because when it comes to pure, unshakable confidence, two cruisers stand above everything else. Number 2, the Kawasaki Eliminator 500. Now we're at the bikes built around one mission, making you feel completely in control. The Eliminator is a low-slung cruiser with a seat height of just under 29 inches, so almost anyone can plant both boots flat on the pavement at a stop, and that single fact erases a huge amount of the fear that comes with riding again. It weighs just under 390 pounds, somewhere around 386 to 388 pounds depending on whether you add ABS, which makes it a joy to manage at walking pace and easy to wrangle in a parking lot. The 451 cubic centimeter twin, borrowed from Kawasaki's Ninja, serves up friendly low-end torque without a hint of drama. It offers ABS and it rings in around $6,500 to $7,000 depending on trim. One road test put it perfectly, calling it a bike that beginners, returning riders, and smart veterans will all love, and predicting it could become a genuine cult classic. It very nearly took the top spot, but it got beaten by an icon. Number 1, the Honda Rebel 500. Ask enough riding instructors and experienced riders to name a great comeback bike, and one name comes up again and again, Honda Rebel. And the Rebel 500 is the one that does it best. Start with that seat. At roughly 27 inches, it's one of the lowest of any motorcycle you can buy, which means even shorter riders sit flat-footed and relaxed. And that confidence changes everything from your very first mile. It's light, it's slim, and it's powered by a 46 horsepower parallel twin that's so smooth and forgiving, most riders gain confidence on it almost immediately. For 2025, Honda revised the seat, the bars, and the suspension to make it even comfier. It comes with available ABS and a standard slipper clutch. It's famously reliable, and it starts at around $6,500. The Rebel 500 isn't the fastest bike on this list, or the prettiest, or the most exotic. It's something better for this job. It's a bike that has helped countless riders get back on two wheels with real confidence and keeps them there. It checks nearly every box that actually matters after 50, and that's exactly why it's number 1. Before we wrap up, 2 quick honorable mentions for special situations. If the thing that scares you most is stalling at a light, the Honda Rebel 1100 DCT has an automatic gearbox with no clutch lever at all, so you just twist and go. And if you're a smaller rider or your nerves are really running the show, the Honda CB300R is the lightest, cheapest option of the lot at around 316 pounds. and it is arguably the easiest motorcycle in the whole group to manage. So here's where we landed. Whether it's the do-everything Z650 RS, the legendary SV650, the modern MT-07, or that unbeatable Honda Rebel sitting at number 1, the formula barely changes. For a lot of returning riders, lighter beats heavier, lower beats taller, and smooth beats outright speed. Pick the bike that makes you feel like you've still got it, not the one you have to prove yourself on, and your comeback starts the right way. That empty spot in your garage has been waiting long enough. Subscribe and stick around because next week I'm walking through the exact gear and the first ride game plan I'd use to make that comeback safe, smart, and grin from ear to ear fun. The road's still out there, time to go get it.